Hello, welcome back to the channel. Bit different today, we're not at a truck show. We're just about to put the low loader on because we've got a job to move a big fork truck to South Wales. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll know that this job was supposed to be on yesterday, but it cancelled. I got there to load it and they went, oh no, it's not ready to go, mate. Well, anyway, I've rung up today, done a little job this morning, thought that I'd know what else for the rest of the day, but they've rung up this morning and said, right mate, it's ready, come and get it. So we're just coupling up. Now we're coupled under it, turn it on, send the deck up. So of course, because I'm picking this fork truck up today, it means that I get to show you how steering trailers work. It also means that I get to show you how to pull the neck out of one of these. Of course, if you already pull low loaders and steering trailers and stuff like that, you'll already understand this, what I'm about to tell you. So just ignore it. But if you don't know, I'll show you. So steering trailers work by, they have a wedge under the fifth wheel, which goes in, and as you turn, it turns the wedge, which in turn turns the wheels. The problem with this is, it's not a problem really, but once you couple up to them, you've got to line them up. Otherwise, if they're not set up right, you'll be going straight down the road and your trailer will be, you know, crabbing or whatever. So I'll show you how to do that next. This locker, there's some taps. You undo them. Now what that's doing, that is relieving the wedge. So imagine that it's a complete system and every time that wedge turns, it pushes hydraulic fluid one way or the other. When you undo those, you're disconnecting it, so that wedge that's in the fifth wheel there is freewheeling. So I can turn as much as I want, those wheels will stay where they are. The next part of this is find out where your marker is, which is there, and as you can see, the little V shape in the middle and the little tip at the bottom there are not lined up. So I'll get that lined up next. Hopefully, if we're not in a rush, when we get to where we're loading, I can show you how to pull the neck out as well, which is good. So in this video, you should be able to get to see how we line them up and how we pull the necks out, because obviously these trailers, you load them from the front. So if I'm looking at that there, I can see that we need to go right with the wagon, which will bring that pointer over to the left. So as you can see now, that is lined up. What you do then is get your remote, turn it on, and you want to swing the steering. So by this I mean just swing it from one side to another, and what this is doing is pressurizing the system, making sure the system's pumped up. So this trailer's got an automatic function on it, so you press that now. And as you can see, it'll straighten up, and as soon as these are absolutely dead straight, it'll stop. There you go. It's not a bad idea if you've got the automatic function, just check it out anyway, but this, I know this trailer's pretty good at leveling itself. It all depends on what trailer manufacturer you've got, but they're all different. If it doesn't have the automatic level function there, nutty booms, sometimes there's a marker under the backy, put your hand under here and you can feel, in fact this has got one as well. So if you want to double check, I'll show you it. Under there, look, see them two pointers? As long as they mark up, that means that's square as well. Once you've done that, back to your cupboard, close your taps off, and that's it. Just like that, we are ready to roll. It's always the same when you get on sites. It's always rush, 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 rush. So I didn't have a chance to show you how to get the neck out. Maybe I can do that later on. Near the end of the video, I can just do it and show you. That's the wagon there with the neck pulled out the trailer. This is the fork truck that is about to go on to the trailer. Right, it's loaded, it's on the trailer. I'm going to bring the wagon back now and put the neck of the trailer back underneath it and then set it all up and we're good to go. These pins come through onto these rollers. I'm going to lift the trailer up now and those rollers go up inside those cups. I'll show you. We're going up with the trailer. See now the rollers are going up inside the pins. So now these hooks, these are hooked over that roller there. So this back part of the trailer can't disconnect from the front, and the way to stop that from jumping out is to just pull this pin out and lower this block down. Locks in, safety clip in. Now these can't jump up out of these. Got a few air lines and pipes to just put back in there. These are just all what control your lights and your brakes and all the fluid that goes into the back of the trailer. I'll show you in a second. But this is your airline. It's on a quick coupler. That just lifts up, goes into this thing with the jaws on here. So you shove that in there and get it into there. There you go. So now you've got air to your trailer. And this big block here, this is what has all your hydraulic fluid, what controls your steering and obviously your suspension and all that kind of thing. And that goes in this fancy thing here. So lift it up a bit, shove it in, then two little pins there and there, they guide it in. Ooh, like that, and then give it a push. So that's that locked in. Airlines are on, you've got air, and you've got all your lights and electrics and stuff like that. Start now to send up the rear suspension. Can't show you because it's too, you can't see it for the forklift. But that's the rear suspension going up. Those are the pressures that you've got in the back end. And that's your pressure, what you've got on your pin. Stinger going up. Carried this a few times before, but I'm still going to measure the height because, well, just do it. Just measure your height every time, even if you know. It just saves you problems down the road. 15.8, so we're well in there. Well, that's it. It's loaded, it's on, it's ready to go. Trailer's put back together. The height marker's set in the cab, which should always be done because you get a fine for that if you get caught. It's all ready to go. The problem is I can't go anywhere. And I don't know who watches my videos. If you do know, same again. I'm sorry. If you don't know, then abnormal loads can't move in the hours of rush. So morning and night. Each county has a different time, which makes it even more difficult to adhere to. Right, so now, for example, what time are we on now? Right, we're on 3:15, okay? Is a police embargo map, which I've printed out and laminated. South Yorkshire, where we are at the moment, is 4:30 in the evening, well, 6:30 in the evening. You cannot move, so that's later than what I thought, actually. It's 2:45 now. So you need to imagine to yourself, where can I get to? If I've got X amount of time, can I get there to pull over and stop? You've also got to consider, like, all these abnormal load bays that are all full of curtain siders, fridges, tankers, all the time. 7.5 tonners. I've even seen bloody tractor units parked in them. And they can't understand when we get upset and say, don't park in them. They can't understand why, and that is the reason why. They're there for a reason. They're there because we're oversized. We can't just get into everywhere, and we must pull off the road between certain times. So this is 4:30. I'm now just going to go away for a minute and work out where I can get to, and if not, if I can't get anywhere, then it's going to be as simple as waiting here. Well, it's 6:30, so I have to wait here. It's now 2:45. I have to wait here, well, 6:30 before I can start with my journey. And this is what customers don't understand when they have you sitting around and waiting. Right, so it's borderline. I've just worked it out now. It's in a car to get to junction 28 now. It'll be an hour. So it's 3 o'clock. I've got an hour and a half. Right. You see, it's one of them. Do you go for it? Do you not go for it? We're heavy. We'll be 80 odd ton. It's just going to be slower than that, but I'm going to risk it. We're 80 ton. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for it, and we'll try Woodall Services. Yeah, I'm laughing because I just know what's going to be happening in there. We'll try Woodall Services anyway, and then if not, we'll go down junction 28. We've been pretty lucky so far. Traffic towards the motorway ain't as bad as what I thought it might be. And yeah, hopefully we're going to make it before that 4:30 embargo. Sounds pathetic and ridiculous, but it really, it's big business. Like, you don't want to get pulled in one of them, trust me. It's embarrassing if nothing else. This is the problem with this country. You just can't go anywhere. You can't plan anything. You can't do anything. We've got a sign on now on the motorway that says oncoming vehicle 20 miles an hour. Just as we're going to the roadworks at Sheffield. So we are down to 10 miles an hour, and in front of me it's completely stopped. So for this reason now, I will run over the embargo. 100%. But in this circumstance, what do? I had enough time to get where we're going, and now I can't get there. So, you know, you can only do what you can do. Right, so with the time I've got left here, I'm going to have to go to Woodall. But I can guarantee you now that that abnormal load bay will be full, and it won't be full of abnormals either. Half a mile, we're going in, and we'll take a look together, and you can see what I have to see. Right, we've got one abnormal in there and one bulker. So let's have a look if I can park over there. Can I park in the coach bay? Can I park in the coach bay? Not really. He's gonna have to move. Fair play to him. He just said, do you want to be in here? I'm like, well, yeah. So he's moved. That allows me to get in here. This is excellent. Oh, God. I think you need a bit of resurfacing in there, lad. As I was saying, this is good because instead of sat in an abnormal lay-by somewhere with nothing in it, I can now go use the toilets, have a shower, stuff like that. So I'm not just sat here. But if you're going now with your movement order, in there, tell them you're abnormal and you're waiting for the embargo. They'll let you park here over the 2 hours what you usually get, so you don't have to pay. And we'll have a shower, we'll get ready, and then at 6:30 we're on our way again. Good morning, it's the next day. Right, so last night I didn't film any I didn't film anything. It all got pretty hectic, shall I say. So we came out of the service, we were in Woodhall Services, weren't we? Waiting for the police embargo to finish. So once I'd finished, I set off. I then got down to Strensham, where I thought, right, if I can get in here, we'll call it a day. Guess what? Full. So I pulls out of there, M50 roundabout, where you get onto the M50 off the M5. There's a abnormal load bay there. Wrong. There was. It's now, the council have now decided to commandeer it for roadworks, and it looks like, to me, it might come back, but it looks to me like it's done for. So somewhere else that we can't park with these bigger loads. So nice one, cheers, thanks for that. Let's walk back to the cab, it's a bit noisy here. So basically, once I found out the M50 roundabout were closed, I committed onto the M50, that's my route, M50, A40, 449, etc. So I committed to the M50. Then I sees a sign saying A40 closed at Monmouth. Brilliant. So I'm starting to get a bit panicky by this point. I'm going down the A40 just at the start of it there, and every single lay-by full. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, we're going to have a problem here, because obviously I can't divert off and I can't go anywhere different. I've got to stick to the route. Now, to be honest, this is a route that I'm pretty familiar with and I've done many times over the years, so I kind of know what's about, and I knew that this cafe were coming up. So there's a little lay-by just at the very top of Pencraig, and I almost pulled in there. It's just a bit too small, but I thought, well, it'll do. But I didn't. I kept going and I got to this A40 cafe. This is what they call Pencraig here. It's the big hill that I call it Pencraig Hill, right? And the A40 cafe is here. So I wazzed myself in here straight away. I thought, well, we'll go have a word. Then I realised it was 10 PM and there'd be nobody in. For some unknown reason, that's MDF there. Hey! For some unknown reason, the owner of the cafe was in there at like 10 o'clock or whatever time it was. So I went over and I said, look mate, can I pay you to park here overnight? He says, no, don't worry about it, mate. I said, well, I won't be going till 9:30 in the morning. Is that all right? Yeah. No problem. So I said, right, see what I'll do then. I'll come in and get a breakfast in the morning. You know, just to make it fair. So he said, yeah, no problem. And that's what we did. Right, so the daily checks have been completed. And it's almost 9:30, so we'll get seated up, we'll have a look at the maps, make sure the A40 is actually open, and we'll get on our way.